Hi, this is Simon with Trade and Perform Coaching, doing a quick trade review of yesterday's what turned out to be a pretty monster day. Um, Quick disclaimer, this is for educational purposes only. Nothing in the video, on my blog, or in my tweets should be considered trading recommendations. This is purely for educational purposes. Trading futures is very risky and aggressive, and you can lose your entire investment. So speak to an investment professional before making a decision to do so. So I hope that sounded official enough. Let's get on with the educational portion. So when I came into the day preparing for this day, this 80 level, this 8082 has been a rock overnight and during the day. So in Asia, when we got this quick rip down, I took this long, and then my guess was that we were going to come back and retest this area, which we did. And when we couldn't get above it in London, the selling came in pretty strongly. And as you can see, the zones held overnight almost perfectly. And you did get bounces that were valid for a few points on each trade. And again, you got to remember, my target is to simply grow my account every day. I want to increase my trade size, and I have a methodology for doing that. And I also want to have very accurate entries, and I want to have very accurate exits that are very high odds of getting hit. Because I am trading size, it's important that I stay very, very consistent in my trades, meaning above 80% at all times. Now, and if I'm taking swing trades, I want to enter those trades with as little risk as humanly possible. So I was already prepared for a down day, and what I was hoping for off the open, I figured that we would get a bounce right at the open from people who are going to step in looking for a retest back up to 82 or maybe even higher. We've been going up for so many days in a row, you had to figure someone was going to step in. But this break was significant. Kind of picture that entire trading as a between 80 and I guess 92 that we've been doing over the past monotonous week, and view that as a pressure cooker building up. And basically everyone who was coming in at that 82 was betting that we were going to come out and break new highs. Everyone was betting on it, particularly with I don't know that everyone was, but particularly with the Apple news. And when we were unable to make new highs with the Apple news, I had said later in the afternoon on Thursday that I was looking for 55 to 57 and a break of that 80-82 level. And that's what we got. Unable to recover here, and my game plan called for taking the long. I took my 2 points in here, but I never got a short into this pre-market resistance. We just didn't hit it. So my rule is if I don't get my target, I don't take a trade. I do not chase and I do not short prior to a resistance point being broken. So I already have one trade in the bag. I'm feeling very comfortable with that. I obviously would have liked to catch this breakdown, but my entry was stolen in Europe, so which was the 80-82 retest. So I was waiting patiently down here at initial support. I expect responsive buyers at initial support. I took my initial normal scale out on the first portion of the trade, and I left a trailer with my original stop in place. Usually that's anywhere from 1 to 3 points behind the back of the zone. And I left the trailer on. And once we got up here, my target, as tweeted, was up here in the 64 range. And we got close, and I didn't get filled. I didn't get a fill right here. We didn't make this push in. And so I moved the stop up to 60 just to make sure I had a profit on the trade. And then, of course, I got my 64. This came in right at the beginning of lunch. I'm not very fond of trading over lunch. I wish I was. This is a very nice entry to the short side, and several people got that trade. This was a great setup. So once I have my money in the bag, I'm already having a good day. I talk a lot about managing your energy and managing how much you're having to think while the day is going through. So I can only keep my concentration solid for about 4 hours, and then my performance drops off. My numbers show that my performance drops off. My afternoon trades are not as good as my morning trades, and that's because in the afternoon you get this. This is slop right here. It just isn't conforming to anything. There is a level right here, by the way, but I did not put it because I felt it was a weak level. And I suppose from the back of this zone you could have gotten 2 points early in, um, but I chose instead. It was tight. It was right here, and I thought the initial support would be a stronger point of entry, and it was. This support area did play out later in the day over lunchtime, but again, I don't like to get involved in the middle of the zone. I like nice extensions, particularly over the last week where we have not been getting good rotation. So, and which is why there's no white zone on this chart right now. If we continue to get good trades like this, the white zone will return pretty quickly. But I have to be convinced that the white zone is going to stay for a while. We're not out of August yet. So I do have a white zone that I'm trading with, and as soon as I see the stats go back up on it to over 70%, I'll put the white zone back on the charts. So late in the day, we kept getting these bounces, and I warned right here when we broke this low that this looked like a trap. That people everyone chasing in here, thinking we're going to get a break. Everyone chasing in here just got smoked, and this kills people's accounts. So, if you lose 2 or 3 points here and you grab, let's say you caught the short, you caught the break, right? So you chased here, and let's say you got 65 down to 59, right? You covered for that 65 to 59, that's 6 points, right? And then you figure, well, we're going to break here. Maybe you take a 2-point stop out there. Well, now you got 4 points. And then you figure, well, we're going to break here, and you grab this short here, right? And next thing you know, you take a stop for 2 points here. Well, your 6-point trade just turned into a 2-point day, and if you took another trade and you didn't nail this, and you figured, well, now we're up. And the reason why I know these patterns go is because I talk to a lot of traders who really, really struggle. And this is a very common pattern. People just can't wait to good entries. And I think the best entry of the day was up here, short-wise. Really, the best one would have been here at pre-market. I don't trade pre-market for the most part, so I needed a test up here, didn't get it. And so I had range extension, and I'm always looking for range extension. I want to catch people when they're at their weakest point. So at any rate, that's my that's how I approach the day. That's some of my thinking as I go through the day. All I can say is if you're a struggling trader, there's ways to fix it. I've been very successful in helping traders go from either boom bust cycles on longer terms to consistency, or losing traders to become winning traders. And it takes a little bit of work, but it can be done and is done on a regular basis. You don't have to be a genius or a rocket scientist. All this can be learned, and you can train your brain and you can write a trade plan and train your brain to follow that trade plan. It just takes a few steps at a time. So at any rate, my name is Simon. I'm with Trade and Perform Coaching. I certainly hope this is helping some people out. I'm going to have to cut this short because I see we're still tanking, and I have a NQ short that I need to deal with. So if you have any questions, you're welcome to email me, tradeandperform@gmail.com, or you can hit me on StockTwits or Twitter. I hope everyone's having a great day in banking. It's Friday afternoon. Don't turn a winning day into a losing day. That's all I can say. Thanks, and I will talk to y'all soon.